What is going on, Rocket Lab investors? So today we're at $10.91 in the after hours, down to 10.87. So it looks like we finally broke out of the 11 zone, and I think this might be the time where we are heading down, hopefully into the nines. But anything could happen. We could get some news tomorrow or the next day after that. Literally, it could go from $9 to $11 with some good news, and you just got to be aware of that. But if you're holding Rocket Lab stock, you have to be fully aware that it can go down. I know a lot of you are really hoping it goes up and up, but a lot of people are really hoping that it goes down, I myself included, because we want to buy more shares at a lower price. And we had a massive run up in a short amount of time, so there's expected to be pullback. That's just kind of how stocks work. Unless we just get some insane great news and you start seeing profits and an insane amount of money flowing in, then it's going to go up. But just expect it's going to go up and down if you're new to investing. So we're at a market cap of 5.42 billion, still pretty solid. But today I want to talk about Boeing. And you're probably saying, well, this is Rocket Lab video. Why are we talking about Boeing? Well, Boeing has been failing a lot lately. And this is great news for Rocket Lab. So Boeing has a satellite that is in space that has broken up. And by broken up, that means it has pretty much fell apart into space. And this is very bad. You might think that's not a big deal, but it's a very big deal for the fact that when things break up and you have debris in space, that puts everything else at risk in space because it could just cause a giant catastrophe. Because if it takes out one satellite, then that breaks up and that could take out more satellites. And really, it's kind of the doomsday scenario in space. But I'm happy that this has happened because this reflects very well on Rocket Lab because Boeing is essentially failing. They're failing at everything. Airplanes, satellites, all their space. So I think Boeing's going to be knocked out eventually. And it'll be great because one less competitor. But I don't believe Boeing is going to just sit out. I think they might sit out for a while. But I wouldn't be surprised if Boeing comes in and tries to buy Rocket Lab because Rocket Lab has a proven history of just success. Boeing needs something big and they need consistency. They need successes in space. So I wouldn't be surprised if a year or two down the line when Boeing gets everything right, they get some spare money. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw a few billion at Rocket Lab and make an offer. I hope they never accept it and I hope that never happens, but this is kind of things you have to be aware of. Now, I will say, if somebody makes an offer to buy Rocket Lab, that is going to shoot the stock up insanely. And I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If somebody made an offer on Rocket Lab, what's the price do you think we would hit? I honestly think the momentum would be so strong that we would hit $20. And I would be in a difficult decision and probably take some gains and hope that they reject the offer and then it comes down to a reasonable price and then I can buy some more. Well, I should say if I have profits, hopefully buy way more depending on what the price comes down to. But comment down below. I definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that. Where do you think it would take us? And how do you feel about Boeing satellite breaking up in space? Their Dreamliner is a failure. You know, they got the astronauts stuck up there. Elon saved them. And then on a side note, they're dealing with the union contracts, so they're essentially burning money and they're probably going to do a dilution very soon. So after this is kind of broken up on the U.S. Department of Defense's space tracking website, Space Track also confirmed the incident. An alert on the platform said the U.S. Space Force also said it's currently tracking around 20 associated pieces of the satellite. Yes, they're tracking individual pieces because like I said, even the smallest amount of debris in space could cause a catastrophe. If one of these 20 pieces takes out another satellite, then you've got an additional 20 more. And there's been great videos of people way smarter than me, PhD levels, talking about how it's such a doomsday scenario and there's really no fix for it. So even though it sucks for Boeing and it sucks for what's going on out there right now, this is great because if we have one less competitor, that's awesome. That means we can secure our spot for number 3 because I think it's going to go SpaceX, Blue Origin, and then Rocket Lab. Hopefully. But we also got some other good news that I want you to be aware of. So Venture Visionary Partners, LLC, bought a new position in Rocket Lab USA. During the third quarter, according to the company's most recent filing with the SEC, the firm bought 91,024 shares and valued at around $886,000. So it's not a massive amount, but that's absolutely great. That means people are interested, and it's great when these investment firms are starting to pick up position. The name Rocket Lab is spreading more and more. People are becoming familiar with it. More and more every day, firms are making an investment, and that tells me they have faith in it, they see a potential, and that's a great sign. This is all great signs, but remember, we are a long ways away from potentially hitting $20 to $30. We would need a major catalyst, a large contract, an agreement, Amazon contracts out to Rocket Lab, something like that. That would take us to maybe $20. Or they announce that they're going to do a constellation, which I think that is needed to go above $30. I do not think we'll go above $30 until we get a constellation, because that's billions of dollars in profit. There's money in internet, SpaceX, and Starlink has proven that, but pay attention to these small things like Boeing and then these little investments. When Boeing messes up, I'm hoping they drop out, and then I'm hoping Lockheed Martin kind of stops, but I don't think they will. But it's one less competitor. Boeing is known, has a huge name, has huge contracts, huge pull with the government. So if they don't get contracts, then that will go to someone else. And then if that person doesn't exist, then it could go to someone else, and potentially Rocket Lab could score those contracts. That's the way I view it. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Please comment down below. We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. But I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day. This video is not financial advice. Any statements made are my views and is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and consult a professional before making any financial investments.